Hello, Culers. It's Pablo here, and welcome back to Barca Universal. Welcome to another live stream. We're going to be discussing a lot of issues today. Thank you to all of the guys who are already in the chat. I can see all of your messages, and as the stream goes on, guys, I will be replying to you guys. We'll be speaking about a load of stuff. It's another live stream. This time I'm going to be on my own. You've probably seen in the past few weeks, I've done some stuff with Barca Boy, with Blaugrana Planet. Those have been really good. So thank you guys for the support on those. On this one, if you could share the stream around, get people involved. And of course, guys, just leave your thoughts in the chat and I'll be discussing a load of stuff with you. I'm going to be going through, giving my opinion as I would in a video, but in a live form. And so you guys basically can get involved. So yeah, keep getting involved, share it around, guys. Get as many people watching as we can live. There's some good viewers in recent weeks. So I really do appreciate it. Today, though, guys, we've got a lot to talk about. There are a lot of issues at Barcelona right now. And I'm interested to know what you guys think about quite a lot of them, to be honest. So we're going to begin. We're going to go straight into it. And I'm going to try and cover a lot and give you guys all of my thoughts, basically. We're going to start with the Laporta revolution. This is an interesting one because I think obviously in the last few days, really, there's been a lot of Barca news actually after we've lost La Liga. We've thrown it away now. But the Laporta revolution is an interesting one because this is really the reason we voted for Laporta, or the reason that certainly the socios did, the guys who voted. They wanted Laporta back, really, to make a change to the club, to really change the transfers, change the coach, improve the team. It's that simple, guys, really. So, look, what we've seen from Laporta now in the past weeks is, well, he obviously said in an interview, look, I mean it. We're going to make changes. We are going to change this team. We're going to make it competitive. We want to win La Liga. We want to win the Champions League for sure. So I think, look, what we're seeing now is, can Laporta do it? That's my question when I heard all of this. Can he actually make these changes? Because I think we've heard it all before, really, haven't we, with Barcelona? We've got to see it now. Laporta has to go into the market, bring in some players, promote La Masia, ensure the team is competitive. But probably most importantly, guys, he's got to sell some players. I think you look at some of the big players in that team, perhaps in the defence, Piqué, Sergi Roberto, these guys, perhaps, you know what, he's got to make a few changes. I think you guys would agree on me on that one. We've got a lot of players who've been here for a lot of years now, and Laporta's got to make changes. He said he would. I'm hopeful. This is the time, guys. We've got to be so careful as a club. I think I've said that in a few previous videos and live streams, that we don't slip into an AC Milan, a Manchester United, that sort of team where you can just slip off if you don't keep your standards high. And right now, guys, we're not winning a lot of trophies at all. We've won one Copa del Rey in our last 2 seasons. We're in trouble, guys. We've got to make changes. We've got to keep our standards high. And this summer is going to be absolutely huge from Laporta. It really is. And I'm interested to see what you guys think about it too, because we've heard about revolution, but we've got to see it now. Let's begin with some of your comments. First thing here, Zidane leaving. I think so. I think Zidane's going to be going from Real Madrid. It's always an interesting point, isn't it? But I think Zidane will be heading off this summer. I think Real Madrid are going to be going for Allegri as the coach, I believe. Do they go for a younger option? Raul is, of course, doing Castilla. That would be more like us going for Xavi. It's more of a risk, more of a bet, but it's something that could happen. Hansi Flick. We're definitely going to be talking about Hansi Flick later because that's huge. And on the point of manager, guys, let's talk about it, because with all the news in the past few days, there's been a lot of talk on revolution, but the talk has actually kind of drifted away from the manager. Of course, a few days ago, everyone was talking about Koeman and we need him out. We need Xavi in or Pimienta, and we've got to get Koeman out. That's number one. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone's talking about who can speak Spanish in the chat, but it's an interesting point you guys made, because I'll get onto Flick in a minute. But yeah, like I was saying, we were all talking about Koeman, but this revolution, I think, from Laporta is saying, look, we know we need to change the coach. We've also got to change the players. It's no good just taking out Koeman, putting in Xavi, and keeping the same players we've had for the last 6 years. It's no good. It's absolutely no good. So I think what you guys are saying in the chat right now, there's always discussions going on. It's definitely right for a lot of the stuff I'm seeing from you guys. And I think someone here said, yeah, first the player, then the manager. I completely agree, Daniel. You made a comment up here about, the revolution. I agree. I say on this as well. Laporta, this is why we wanted you, mate. We want to hear about revolution, but we also want to see it. We've got to see it. Now, that's absolutely for free. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you guys are saying here. I will be getting onto specific later, but on the coach, guys, let's see what happens. My opinion is this. I think Laporta would like to get rid of Koeman. I don't think he's a big fan of Koeman, but he came into Barcelona. Koeman was doing really well. People were pleased with Koeman. The fans, the players, the dressing room was in harmony. Barcelona were winning a lot of matches. But now that we've lost La Liga, we've slipped up, the tactics look poor, Koeman's falling out with people and stuff, it's not looking so good. All of a sudden, guys, Laporta has a chance now to get rid of Koeman. But I don't think Laporta will get rid of Koeman just because for the sake of it. Like I said, I think the revolution should be focused on the players. No good changing the coach if you're going to keep the same players. And that's why I think Laporta is thinking, if I can bring in someone like a Hansi Flick, someone like a Nagelsmann, of course, who's now gone to Bayern, so that won't be happening, but a top coach, then I'll get rid of Koeman. But if I can't, then I might not get rid of Koeman. I think that's the way Laporta's thinking right now. And of course, the two options we're hearing, guys, are Xavi and Garcia Pimenta. From what I'm hearing, guys, of course, all we know is as much as the news tells us, and I'm sure you guys are all reading it the same as me. We're hearing that Laporta perhaps doesn't trust Pimenta or Xavi in the first team right now, which I find interesting. It could be false. Xavi's in Barcelona right now. I'm sure they'll be speaking with each other. I'm sure there'll be some talks. So let's see what happens. But my worry with Xavi is he wants to make the jump from Al Sadd to Barcelona. I'm still not convinced about that. I really aren't. I'm really not. So, look, in terms of what happens with the coach, I don't think Laporta's a fan of Koeman, but I do think he wants to focus on rejuvenating the team as much as bringing in the correct manager. So yes, it's important. It's crucial. We've seen that at clubs. The manager can play a huge role. But at the end of the day, guys, it is, the players who are the ones on the pitch, and the manager can only do so much in that regard. So that's the update on coaches, guys. Look, as I said, I think Koeman could go. He's definitely couldn't. I don't think Laporta is that big of a fan of him, but he will want to focus on rejuvenating the team. And like Matthew says here, we do need a successor of Koeman before letting him go. It could be worrying, and I think this is what Laporta's thinking. I don't want to get rid of Koeman and just put a bet on Xavi. I don't want us to regress even further. That's why I think Laporta's thinking, if I can get myself a Hansi Flick, then that'll be perfect, obviously. A lot of comments coming in here about you guys, coaches. I kind of agree with you here, mate. I kind of think, Flick would be big. Flick would be big because Flick won 6 trophies in his first year at Bayern Munich. That's big stuff. That's elite stuff. And that's the sort of guy, obviously, we want at Barcelona. A lot of you guys are mentioning Ten Hag as well. Pika says it here. There's a few other people I said earlier. Son says it here. A lot of people mentioning Ten Hag as the coach. And I find that interesting. And Rishi's just said it here as well. What do I think of Ten Hag? I kind of agree. I think Ten Hag would be a good option. I think Flick would be better, but I think Ten Hag wouldn't be a bad option. The issue would be something that you guys were talking about earlier, the language barrier. Could be an issue, but of course, Koeman came, he learned Spanish. I know Koeman played for Barcelona, obviously, and lived in Catalonia for a lot of years, so he knows the language, he even knows Catalan, so look, that's easy. Pep Guardiola, never going to happen. Well, it could happen in the future, but certainly not this summer. Ralph Ragnick, I've seen you commenting this a lot, Deborah, so that's interesting. I always wonder if he would come and be the Barcelona manager. I always feel that Ragnick prefers the sporting director role. Matthew saying he's a fan of Ten Hag, so that's interesting. I think people have different views on who they want to be coach. Right now, to me, it seems more likely that if Laporta is to replace Koeman, he wants to replace him with an established coach. I've kind of reiterated that as I've started this live stream. And I don't think he wants to bet on a Xavi. I could be completely wrong. As I say, we don't know what's going to go on. We don't know inside Laporta's head, inside what he's thinking. But I get the feeling that Laporta wants to get away from an option of Pimenta or Xavi and go towards an option of a Flick or even a Nagelsmann. I feel like that's what Laporta wants to do. There's loads of people here. Valverde, yeah. Jordi Cruyff is probably an option, mate, but it shouldn't happen. Mourinho, he's like Roma. Pimenta, mate, like I've just said, I think he's perhaps best placed, doesn't he, to be the new Barcelona coach? But it doesn't look like it's going to happen, really. It looks like Koeman's, not Koeman, Laporta is focusing elsewhere, really, on the whole managerial front. Klopp here, guys. We'll spend a few more minutes talking about managers, and then we'll get on. If Koeman gets his players, his tactics will make sense. He'll be great. Trust him, please. This is kind of what I feel, Vishu. I've certainly seen positives from Koeman this season, and I would be worried that it would be almost throwing all the good work away if we were to get rid of him. But he's got to improve. He has to improve it. I think first of all, playing the correct players. He can't play the guys we've seen for 6 years in every game. That can't happen, guys. And yeah, I agree with you here. I think Koeman saying it is probably quite realistic. Actually, it could happen if Barcelona don't get someone. Yeah, it changes every few days, doesn't it? A few days ago, we wouldn't have been talking about Flick in this live stream. So that says it already, guys. But, looking at now that Laporta would like to get Flick, as this guy says here, it looks like Flick's going to the Germany national team. So I see that as quite unlikely. But as I said, revolution, is it going to happen? Let's hope, guys. I think this is a good option of revolution. De Ligt and Araujo in defence, that sort of thing would be a lot better. That's what I think. Does Laporta like German coaches? I think he does. I think Laporta would like that. But Jurgen Klopp, I'm not so sure. I think he's going to be staying at Liverpool for now. As we reach 100 viewers for the live stream, so thank you a lot, guys. Flick is my option. I kind of agree on this. On Eric Garcia, I'll be speaking about some transfers later because I'm sure there's a lot to talk about on the transfers front. But for now, guys, we're going to be moving on to Messi. Messi is someone we have to talk about. I think Messi is the guy who's at the forefront of Laporta's projects. We're talking about coach. We're talking about which players he can bring in. But Messi is the guy Laporta loves. And I think Messi has this blind trust in Laporta too, that he's convinced that what Laporta offers, Laporta will get. So he trusts Laporta. He's seen him do it before. He believes in the sporting project that Laporta can bring to the club. And it's looking hopeful, guys, that Messi could stay at Barcelona, which I'm not going to lie. Every time I watch us, I think, well, this is going to be hard for Messi to stay. It's going to be really hard for Messi to stay. But guys, I think it's looking from what we're hearing that Messi's going to be staying at Barcelona. And that's an interesting one because, like I've said, obviously last summer we all know he wanted to leave, but I didn't think he'd be instantly convinced by Laporta. Obviously, Laporta hasn't fully given him his offer yet. He hasn't renewed his contract yet. Nothing's done, guys. But from what we're hearing, Messi could be staying, and that's certainly an interesting point, I think, for sure. What do you guys think? Of course, I kind of moved on from the manager situation. You guys are still talking about it there, but let me know what you guys think on the Messi renewal situation, because I find it interesting that, he was so close to leaving, but all of a sudden he could be staying, and that could be absolutely crucial, guys, to basically keeping us at the top for the next few years, I feel. Yeah, you're spot on. Messi completely trusts Laporta. That's the key, guys. I would say if any of you want to discuss Messi's renewal or Messi's future, is that Messi completely trusts Laporta. Whether he's wrong to do so is another matter, but it feels like Messi's prioritizing Barcelona. He trusts Laporta. He'll listen to his offer first. And if Laporta brings in a few players, we're already seeing Agüero come close to the club. It looks like Messi could stay, guys. From what we're hearing right now, when will the next season start? Pre-season will be in August, mate. And, by September, everything should be up and running. August will be up, mate, in the new La Liga season. Yeah, no, I don't think Haaland this summer, I'm afraid. It would have to be 150, 180 million. So, yeah, no issue with that. You're right, man. Oh, by the way, Zaki, I've been kicked off. I've been kicked off Twitter. I need to get my account back. I don't know what's happened there, but yeah, I need to get back on Twitter. They've booted me off for some silly issue, but I might mention that at the end, guys, if you guys could help me out with that, because that's just been super frustrating. Anyway, you guys have got loads of questions. So this is kind of why I wanted to do the live, because as I said, there's so much going on at Barcelona. You guys leave your thoughts and I can just reply to them. On the Messi situation, guys, looks like he could be staying, but Laporta, of course, will need to provide him financially and more importantly, on the sporting project. The sporting project is the key for Messi, guys. Yeah, Messi's got a few years left. Is Barca the best place for him? Perhaps not, but you know what? Let's see. Realistic number 9 for this summer? Agüero, mate. And if not, someone like Alexander Isak. Yeah, this loan could be key, Minac. I think this will be key for Laporta, for paying the debt we're in that Bartomeu left us in. That's going to be absolutely crucial, to be honest. I've seen you guys say a few things on French squad. I've seen the French squad. It looks very strong. Deschamps obviously wants to be really, really strong there with Benzema in it. That's key. He clearly feels in a group with Portugal and Germany, we need the best players on our team. Let's get Benzema in. So that looks like that's been passed under the carpet. And yeah, I think Messi will. I think Messi will go with Suarez at the end of his career to Inter Miami, I believe, on that one. Loads of comments coming through here, guys. I'll try and get through all of them. As I mentioned, I've kind of got a plan for what I want to talk about, so we should be able to cover anything anyway, but everything anyway, sorry. But yeah, sorry, Curtis, I just got your question on the national team. What else have we got here? Yeah, let me talk a bit about Griezmann, actually, because I found the Griezmann news interesting. I didn't think he'd be one of the guys up for sale this summer. I honestly didn't. I thought out of all the people, Griezmann would probably stay. But as I said, I think Laporta is looking to revolutionise the squad. And he's obviously had a look around the team and thought, you're on a big wage and you can get us money. I might sell you. I think that's the way that that Laporta's been thinking. Yeah, Twitter is a nightmare. I just, honestly, I entered my birthday and now it's kicked me out and now I've had to send in all stuff to the account. I'm just hoping I get it back soon, mate, because it's so frustrating. I'm kind of out of touch with it all, but here I am. And yeah, on the Griezmann, this is linked to Griezmann. I wouldn't do this swap deal. I'll set it straight. I would not swap Griezmann for João Felix. I really wouldn't. I know it may be contradictory. I wouldn't do it, guys. And yeah, on the Revolution, thank you for all your comments, guys, because it just gives me points to go off. I wouldn't sell Busquets either. I think Busquets should stay. I think it'd be barbaric to sell him, actually. And in terms of Revolution, we've got to pick carefully who we let go of and who we keep. No Messi needs no Barca. Yeah. We should sell a heavy player. On this point, this is what I think Laporta means by revolution. He doesn't just mean Trincao, Braithwaite, and Junior Firpo and Mateus Fernandes. He means maybe a Roberto, maybe a Piqué, a Griezmann, Coutinho, Dembele, big players who will bring in big money, who will change the team, perhaps older players. That could be key. On De Ligt, I don't think he'll come this summer, mate. We'll see, though. If Juventus don't get Champions League, we will see. Pep's impossible this summer. I think Griezmann should stay, in my opinion. Perhaps contradictory. Greasy is good, but not worth that money. Better to sell him and use that money towards a signing in the area of need. Maybe De Ligt of Haaland is unreachable. Yeah, fair comment. Fair comment, to be honest. I think in defence, guys, we've got to look for that. On this if Piqué leaves, it'll be a retirement, I think. And if Umtiti goes, someone will take him either for 5 million, 10 million max, or he'll have to go for free, guys. Yeah, we touched about Flick earlier, but I see a few of you guys are still talking about him. Flick, I like Flick. I think it'll be brilliant. Thoughts on Isaac? My issue with signing Isaac is, one, I'm not sure how well he'd fit Barcelona. Two, I feel it would be a stopgap signing. So Barcelona know they want to get Haaland in 2022, yeah? For me, it would be bizarre if we then went and said, we're going to get a young striker now, then just to replace him in a year. I don't know. Maybe it's best to just stick with Depay, Messi and Aguero, and Griezmann as well as our forward options. And then in 2022, we have Erling Haaland. That's the way I'd do it. Emerson or Dest, both of them for me next season should be our right backs. Healthy competition, strong team. You guys saying thoughts on Emerson, so thank you. I didn't have him noted down here actually to talk about. Emerson, I would keep. He's done well enough for me. I honestly wasn't his biggest fan actually for a while. I didn't think he had the level to play for Barca, but he's really impressed me in the last few months. And I think he'd be a smart acquisition for Barca. I also think he's a fullback who could play in Europe in Champions League games. That would be key. I'd have him and Dest. What else have you guys said? Any other defensive players we're linked to? No. On the transfer front, mate, this is a situation. It looks like Eric Garcia, Depay, and Aguero are all going to come in on a free. Hopefully Emerson comes back from Betis also. In goal, well, I think we'll sell Neto. We're bringing in Iñaki Peña. At left back, if we sell Junior Firpo, we may promote Alejandro Balde from the B team. As you say here, left back situation, I think it will be Alba plus Balde or Alba plus a signing. If we were to sell if we were to sell Junior Firpo and have Alba with someone else, I'd bring in Jose Gaya from Valencia. I wouldn't let Alba go. No, I wouldn't let Alba or Busquets go. Griezmann is like 70 to 80 million. Yeah, perhaps. Target left back, I agree, Tony. I would target Gaya for me. Juan Miranda, I don't think he's ready. I think if they were to get a younger La Masia left back, someone from the academy, it would be Balde. I'm not convinced about this Griezmann-Felix swap. I'm really not. Have a look at this. A lot of talks about the need for a solid centre-back and a real number 9. What about midfielder? Obviously started. Is Pedri good enough? It's interesting about midfielder because this is obviously why Koeman wanted Wijnaldum this summer, isn't it? But I don't think we'll be getting a. I think Laporta would like to sign a midfielder, but I don't really know who we could bring in. Maybe a Mikel Merino. I think those three listed there are good enough. Busquets, De Jong, and Pedri's been amazing, just overused a little bit. Barca boy, you're right, mate. I saw you did a stream earlier. Messi said that. It looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like Messi's going to stay. I said that earlier. Let's hope he does. Aguero or Depay, I think both will come, mate. I think both will sign on a free. Gravenberch, interesting suggestion. He could definitely leave Ajax in the next few years. Yeah, my thoughts on Nico here. Thank you, mate. I see you comment a lot on the video, so I appreciate your support. Definitely. I think Nico will play with Barca B next season. Obviously, he's recently renewed his contract. He's a very bright midfielder, and I think he'll be promoted Not next season, but the season after that. So next season, I think he'll be having the same interaction that Elias Moriba is having right now. That's really good. This was a good point. If we're going to get a midfielder, these two are really, really good suggestions by Phoenix. Rodrigo de Paul would be a great addition, in my opinion. Really good addition. And Locatelli, I know, is very highly thought of by Juventus and Man City. I do. We've got to make a decision on centre forwards, on attackers for Barcelona, because this is where I see it. Messi, Depay, Aguero, Dembele, Griezmann, Braithwaite, Collado, Conrad de la Fuente, and I'm probably even missing someone out. I think I missed out Trincao. Guys, it's getting heavy up front. I think Braithwaite will be sold for sure. Depay and Aguero will come in. Then perhaps one of Griezmann or Dembele will leave. And Coutinho, of course, will leave also. Perhaps Trincao will go on loan. And then Collado will be promoted too. But I'm interested to see what we do in the forward line. I think I missed a few comments up here. There were some good ones. Yeah, centre-back is something we've got to think about because we're kind of relying on La Masia really for defence. Eric Garcia came from La Masia. Mingueza did. Araujo did. Is it good enough for Europe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Longley can cope in Europe again, guys. Collado would be our Felix. Yeah, I'd prefer Collado to João Felix, to be honest. Brian Hill, I think, is a very bright player. I would take him to the national team for Spain this summer. I'm not sure if Barca will get him, though. Not a bad option, though. My thoughts on Jandro, I think he's very good. I think he's probably the most tailor-made Busquets replacement, actually, in Barcelona B. I really do. I think it'd be worth picking him up. What I'm hearing is that the club probably prefer Nico, who we just spoke about, as a replacement for Busquets. Although I see Nico more as a De Jong position, more of an interior up and down. He can travel very far with the ball, whereas Jandro is more of a pivot like Busquets. Yeah, I think they should, but I don't think they will, mate. I really don't. Matt's injury replacement. I'm hearing it's going to be Iñaki Peña. That's the sound of it, isn't it? But if not, then perhaps they'll go and sign someone like Onana. Could be interesting. Oh, Ansel. I completely forgot about Ansel. God, he's almost out of the team now, isn't he? That's another striker, guys. So Ansel's going to be back as well. Cheers for that, Hafed. Completely forgot about Ansel Fati. Hopefully he's back because he's key. He is so key. I always get asked about signings and stuff. Ansel's the guy Barca need. He's brilliant in attack. He can play from the wing, but he's also a killer in the box. He's a top scorer. Dream signing for me is Erling Haaland. It really is. I think it would be amazing. I think it would be the sort of statement signing that says, Barcelona are back. We're here to run Europe. We're here to win big games. We're here to score goals. I think it'd be amazing. But in terms of maybe a defender, De Ligt would be amazing. And smart signings. I think the free transfers we're making aren't bad. Deborah says here, what about Gaia? Gaia, for example, is a signing I would make. I like him. Alenia, I think he's done, mate. I think he's just going to be a Spanish La Liga midfielder from now on, I'm afraid. And sorry, I haven't mentioned this for a while. Heavyweights in the dressing room and in Barcelona, we've clearly seen we need a bit of a revolution, guys. We saw it last summer. Suarez, Rakitic, Vidal. If we do this summer, Sergio Roberto and Piqué, and then the summer after, one of Busquets or Alba, we've nearly cleansed it, guys, which isn't bad in 3 summers. Obviously, we should have done it far ago, but it isn't bad. Let me read. I think I missed a few comments here. Will Messi leave? It's looking unlikely. Look, if he leaves, I wouldn't be massively surprised. But from what we're hearing, it's that he trusts Laporta and that he will listen to his offer and that he will renew. Araujo will be a monster. We've got big hopes on Araujo. Dani Olmo's a player I'm also a big fan of. I'm a Spain fan. I'm from Spain, so he's looking like he could be a big player for the Spanish national team. Thoughts on Monchu? I actually would have played Monchu a lot more last season under Valverde and Setien. I think he's a goal-scoring midfielder. I liked him, but I don't think he'll be coming back to Barcelona. Yeah, I'd take either of them, mate. Haaland could drain money out of our club, yeah, but he could win us trophies. We're here for trophies. For me, Gaia is far more mature. Yeah, what do I think needs to happen with Dembele? Interesting. Whenever I watch Dembele, I think he's the danger man. Whenever I watch Dembele and we haven't played in the previous match, I think, how on earth did we play last game without Dembele? Where was our pace coming from? It wasn't coming from anywhere, basically, but he does lack end product. And for Barcelona, we want elite wingers who help scoring goals who are really involved in the play. And I'm not quite sure if Dembele does that enough, but I would keep him. If I had to go one way, I would keep him. I know Laporta's a fan of him, and I think he'll renew his contract. Someone mentioned here, Pau Torres. He's a really good young centre-back, also going to be a big player for Spain this summer at the Euros. I don't think he'll come to Barcelona. I think his most likely destination is probably the Premier League, actually. New manager could be key. Could definitely be key. I just said this, Cart. Nico, for me, is the one the club are looking at, and they're saying we want him to be the Busquets replacement. For me, Handeros probably well suited to that role, but I think Nico is further along the line in terms of he's the new bright prospect at La Masia. Any good low cost options to replace Longley? The one I think of really is Lisandro Martinez from Ajax. Botman from Lille, someone says here. Fofana at Leicester's been doing very well as well. This is a good list here. Flick, Haaland, De Ligt, Gaia. Wow. Yeah, one day in heaven, mate. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think I would have accepted Neymar back. I often dilly-dally on what side I would be on, but at the end of the day, guys, we want to win Champions Leagues. We want to win La Liga trophies. Why would we reject Neymar? One of the best players in the world. Pau Torres is also left-footed, yep. I forgot to answer this on Ricky. I think we could, but if Koeman stays, he's in trouble, Ricky. It really is, for his future at Barcelona. Someone mentioned here on... I think I've lost it, but anyway. Oh, yeah, here it is. Do you think we can still get Haaland? This summer, no. This summer, I don't think anyone will get him. But next summer, I think Barcelona are really well positioned. I think Haaland wants to go to Spain. Perhaps Real Madrid will be favourites, but Real Madrid with Benzema, with potentially Mbappe, I think the smart thing for Haaland to do, and I'm not just saying this biasly, but I think the best thing Haaland should do is go to Barcelona with Laporta and Messi. My favourite for the Euros, probably France, to be honest, I would say. I'd like to say Spain, but I just don't think we're ready yet. England definitely got a chance, but I don't think Southgate's a good enough manager. Germany will be up there, They got some strong players. Rudiger has been excellent in defence. They got Gnabry. I know they got Muller back as well now. I always wanted to ask you, will you take Son over Griezmann? Oh, that's an interesting proposal. Heung-min Son is never linked away from Spurs, really. Of course, we've seen Harry Kane, guys. Harry Kane I would take at Barcelona. But Son, I don't know. First of all, I'd probably keep Griezmann, but Son is a killer. He is a real killer. Do I think Depay is underrated? A little bit, yeah. I think Depay has had an excellent season for Lyon, and it's why I'm tempted to sign Depay always. I feel for free, it's about as good as it gets, guys. It's a bargain. He's got, 20 goals, 10 assists? He's got great numbers, Depay. He really does. But my worry for Depay isn't that he's got quality or that he's a talented footballer. It's that what is he going to do at Barcelona? It's such a different beast almost at Barca. Sometimes the signings that you don't expect will be good work out really well. So, for example, if we saw Oscar Mingueza playing at another team, we wouldn't think anything of him. But because of the fact that he's at Barcelona, he came from La Masia, he fits perfectly. That's the way I feel about Depay. Yes, I think he's underrated. I think he's had an amazing season. I actually think for free, it's brilliant business. But is he going to fit at Barcelona? Is he really going to do that much? Or is he just going to get caught in the low block? That's my worry with Depay. Gravenberch versus Moriba. I think Gravenberch is a lot further along his line of progression. Moriba needs a lot more time. He's a very raw footballer. Yeah, I would love to see Haaland and Messi. Not next year because I don't think it will happen, but the year after. Future of Puig, I think Laporta wants to keep him. I think it's at Barcelona, but if he doesn't get minutes soon, he'll be in trouble. If you had to choose between Koeman, Xavi, Pimienta, and Flick, who would you pick and why? Hansi Flick, I would pick. I think Xavi and Pimienta are good options. They're almost new bets for the future. But I think we've got to be careful when we get rid of Koeman. Because when we got rid of Valverde, we got in Setien. That was a mistake. So we've got to be careful that when we get rid of Koeman, if we do it, that we've got a replacement who's capable. This was an interesting one. Ndidi and Zakaria to replace Busquets. Neither for me because they don't fit Barcelona. It's like I mentioned earlier, the Barcelona midfield spot is always so delicate, and the Barcelona in general as well. Players who do well for other clubs don't do well at Barcelona, and vice versa. So in terms of midfielders, I always look to La Masia for Barca. Pedri signed for Spain. I mean, he doesn't have to sign. He'll play for them in the summer. He'll probably start, yeah. Alexander Isak. I mentioned him a bit earlier. It would be an interesting one, but I feel it could just be a stopgap to Haaland. Iñaki Peña will be the number 2 next season to Stegen. Very interesting young goalkeeper. But I don't know if I trust him for massive La Liga and Champions League games yet. I don't think he's ready. Yeah, this could be key for players like Braithwaite as well for Denmark if he does well. Heavyweights that have to leave this summer, in my opinion. Like I said earlier, we had Suarez, Rakitic, Vidal last summer. I think if we did this summer, at least Sergio Roberto, perhaps plus Piqué, and then the summer after, if we do one of Busquets or Alba, and then the summer after that, it would be probably Messi, and then the other one of Busquets or Alba. Then we've cleansed it, guys. Not bad, is it? So I think this summer, let's focus on maybe Roberto and Piqué. Romagnolia, I don't think so. You know, he's currently being benched at AC Milan for Tomori, so I don't think him. Griezmann swap deal with Llorente. I don't think that'll be happening. They won't be letting Marcos Llorente go. Do we need both Aguero and Depay? Probably not, but I think it's just because of the fact they're free transfers, they're on the market. The club's too tempted in our financial situation. Yeah, that's true. I hope he wouldn't do this because I think we've seen it just doesn't work. Busquets in a double pivot for me doesn't really work. De Jong doesn't seem too comfortable there either. Perhaps if we need a good coach who can play a 4-3-3. And this will be down to Laporta and his board. They've got to get the coach right. They have to get the coach right next season. If that's Xavi, if that's Pimienta, if it's sticking with Koeman, whoever it is, they've got to get it right. Thanks a lot, guys. 180 viewers right now. Brilliant. Can we win La Liga next season? We have to go for it. It would be my number one objective. 2 years without La Liga isn't good enough. We want to be winning it every season. I would be all out to win La Liga. But not too low. There we go. Camavinga for Busquets. Again is interesting. I don't know if he's a pivot, Camavinga. I don't know if he could hold the role on his own as a defensive midfielder in big games. I'm not so sure about that, but I know he's a bright young midfielder. I actually expect Camavinga to perhaps go to Real Madrid in the future. Trincao on loan, if we have too many forwards, could definitely happen. Definitely happen. My opinion on Dest. My opinion on Dest is that it was an excellent signing from Barcelona, the sort of signing we should be making, actually. I think it was the perfect right-back for us, but I still think Dest is very raw, and I think he loses concentration a lot as well in defence. But I would back him next season. He'd be my starting right-back next season, and I'd put Emerson with him for competition. You're mentioning Fofana a lot here. I mean, probably not for me, to be honest. Yeah, my thoughts on Konrad, yeah. I feel that Konrad should have had more minutes this season, but I think Konrad will maybe be off this summer. The fact that Barca B haven't been promoted probably means that he'll be looking elsewhere. I don't think he wants to be playing in the third tier of Spanish football again. And I don't think he'll be getting a spot in the first team either. So we could be in trouble with Konrad, which is a bit of a shame. Messi, stay or leave. Looking like he's going to be staying, mate. Fingers crossed. Realistic expectations for the end of next season. Realistic, I think we should push for La Liga. I'm not expecting much in the Champions League. I just don't think the team's ready yet, which is so sad. But with proper transfers, proper coach, it could be. I don't think it's ready yet, though. We already saw that this season, guys, when we thought we were doing all right against a pretty average PSG team at the time with their injuries. We just got ran over embarrassingly in the first leg. Who should Barca sign this summer? it's a hard one. It will depend on who we sell, of course. If Laporta gets in a lot of funds, we'll have more players to buy. But in principle, it will be La Masia promotions, free transfers, and then smart signings. So by La Masia promotions, I mean Alex Moriba, I mean Iñaki Peña, and I mean Oscar Mingueza, Collado as well, perhaps Conrad if he gets there, Nico as well. In terms of smart signings, I'm talking about people like Gaia for me would be brilliant, I think, at left back. And then in terms of free transfers, Depay, Aguero, Eric Garcia. Yeah, agreed. I like this. This would be the sort of thing I'd look for as well. What I think about Collado, I think he's great, but I think it'll be tough for him in the first team. It really will be. But I would play him in the first team. He's deserved it. He's earned it. And I think he will be there next season, and rightfully so. I'm hoping he can show himself. He's been brilliant for Barca B for a while now. This is a good point, because I always thought with Chelsea, who you guys might know, I'm also got very close, affinity with. I always thought, obviously, you look at Chelsea earlier on in the season, you would have thought, no way are they ready to do anything in the Champions League. Change of coach, change of system, similar players, and Chelsea have looked really unbeatable in Europe for the last few games. Real Madrid, Atletico, Porto, very strong at the back. So sometimes it's not always that we need 8 new signings and a completely new coach and formation, everything to challenge. Sometimes it can just be a few tweaks, a change of mentality, and all of a sudden you're in the Champions League final. You can get there through hard work and just mixing a few things. Who will be the next coach? Honestly, mate, it's very, very unclear right now. I wish I could give you definitive answers. We're linked with Flick. Koeman could stay if Laporta doesn't find the correct replacement. I'll give my overview again. I think Laporta wants to replace Koeman, but he'll only do it if he finds a suitable replacement. And right now, I don't think he feels that Xavi and Pimienta are suitable replacements. Klopp at Barca, I don't think so. I don't think next summer. Maps, this is what we're trying to avoid. This is what I mean this summer, that Laporta spoke about the revolution. Let's see it. We need big revolution. Big revolution. 2 good options here. I would go for Martinez. I think he suits us, but he's a little bit short for a centre-back in La Liga as well. It can be quite physical, but let's see. Yeah, interesting. We could look at Inter. We could look at someone like Barella in midfield or Bastoni at the back. I think if Lukaku goes, he'll go to Chelsea. Liverpool for me. Liverpool was the worst. Roma was horrible. Bayern for me wasn't that bad at all. It was just disgusting, really, and embarrassing. Liverpool was the heartbreak. Roma was vile as well. This is a hard one. Look, if Barcelona sell Coutinho, Griezmann, Sergi Roberto, yes, we can. If not, probably not. Probably smarter signings. But guys, we're in May. I'll be doing way more videos and updates on what we can expect. But like I said, La Masia promotions, smart signings, and free transfers. Highest potential in La Masia? Perhaps Collado is most ready. Nico has very high potential, as does Balde. Conrad also. A few players from the Juvenil as well. Pablo Gavi is very, very talented. Dest for me. He just fits our style better, but I would trust Emerson. I like Emerson. He's tough. He's a proper right back, and I think he could be big for us. Yeah, Liverpool's horrible. We should sell big players. We should. We have to. Laporta said revolution. Let's finally see it. I probably wouldn't, because I just think Griezmann's the sort of guy that you always want in your team. He's a hard worker. He chips in with goals. And I don't think I couldn't get behind selling Griezmann to have Depay and Aguero instead. I couldn't. Yeah, well, that's the aim. I mean, it looks like Laporta could be offering him a 10-year contract. So that's over, 2-3 years playing at Barca. Then off to Inter Miami with Suarez. Then back at Barca. Skriniar, I was really wanting Skriniar at Barcelona a few years ago, but I don't think right now. Selling Dembele would be about 50 million because he's got 1 year left. Flick would be the dream. I think there is a chance, but I think he's too far gone with Germany. We spoke about this in the first 10 minutes of the stream. I think Flick is too far gone with Germany, and so he won't go to Barcelona. Junior Firpo, I think, will be sold this summer. He'll be replaced by either Balde from the B team or hopefully a signing like Gaia. It would be funny, but I don't think it will happen, and I don't think it should happen anyway. Yeah, this is a really good point. This is what we need Alemany. We need Alemany to help us. Yeah, I really wanted Verratti a few years back as well. My thoughts on Gaia are that I'm a big fan of him. Him and Alba will obviously be going to the national team this summer. Laporta from Man City would be a good signing because he doesn't start as well, but it'll be too hard. Will Roberto be sold? If he doesn't agree to an extension, maybe, but I don't know who'll buy him for big money anyway. And plus, I don't think he'll be sold. I think Pjanic will try and sell. Still made a good question up here. What would the front three be after Depay and Aguero come? Good question. Messi will be there, but it depends because we've got Ansu Fati, Depay, Aguero, Griezmann, Trincao. A lot of options there, so it'll rotate, but ultimately it'll be done on merit. I expect Ansu when he comes back to go straight in there, though. Oh wow, really? Is that true or? Well, there we go. That'll be a way to get money from him. I'm not sure if Roberto would want to go to Rome in the way. Yeah, Gavi. Honestly, I'd be lying if I said I'd watched a massive amount of him, but he looks bright from what I've read about and what I've seen. Lewandowski won't be coming to Barca. Will Fati come back to his best? We just don't know, mate. We just don't know. We just all hope, really. Yeah, agreed. Haaland for me. I see Mbappe as a Real Madrid player. Yeah, well, yeah, Carlos Perez did end up at Roma, but Roberto's built himself such a relationship at Barcelona over the last few years as a starter that it's going to be really hard to sell him. It really is. Even if it was necessary, we can't do it. He's locked in at PSG till 2026. Andre Silva or Aguero. Well, we're going to be signing Aguero on a free, mate. So, Haaland for me, I would rather than De Ligt. There was another good question up here. Who mentioned something? Yeah, how much money do I think we could get? Interesting. I always make little plans ready each summer, and I say we get 20 million there, 30 million there, 50 million there, and we've got this massive budget to spend money on players, but it never really works like that. Look, Barcelona will have a small budget, very small budget with our financial situation. If we're going to sell big players like Laporta could be trying to do, we're hearing from this revolution, then we'll have a lot of money. And then they will make a big signing. I mentioned this earlier, Gaia. And Gaia is also possible, yeah. Cheap at Valencia, Alemany, easy. Soyuncu, I wouldn't get at Barca. I wouldn't. Too erratic for me. Yeah, I'm hearing this too. I feel that it feels like Messi staying. It really does. I don't think that Aguero would come if Messi wasn't staying. He might still, obviously, but I think Messi will stay. From what we're hearing, could look like an idiot, but all we could go off is the news, and the news is positive regarding Messi. It really is. This is interesting. Low. He's obviously going to be leaving Germany in the summer, but I think Laporta will want the manager tied up. Either before or during the Euros, so don't think Leo will be coming. Yeah, very good point. Really good point. Dembele under Flick could be really exciting. Really exciting. This is a bargain. 15 million for Gaia is as good as it gets, guys. It really is. And if we want to strengthen the team, yeah, it is a great deal. If we want to be strengthening the team for next season, guys, that's what we've got to be doing. Get Gaia in. In terms of big lists like this, guys, that Mr. Mania's done here, I often do a load of videos like this, like I just said, where I go and list all the players I'd want out. I want to do a big discussion video where I perhaps bring a few guests in, a big live stream like this, so you guys can have your say as well. And we discuss what the team could look like next season, realistic options, who would we bring in there, who would play there, what would the formation be, that sort of stuff, definitely. Allegri think is going to Real Madrid, mate. If Zidane leaves. Yeah, these sorts of guys, we'll be getting a Barca boy, Blogdown Planet, Bulgar, whoever. Perhaps, but I mean, technically Alba's bad aerially. Look, fullbacks aren't always going to be 6 foot tall, so I think Gaia's fine for me, really. This is what I mean. And what Nishan's just listed here is worth nothing. Emerson is going to be very little. Gaia's 15 million. A centre back, we're going to be getting Eric Garcia, but we could be getting someone else. Aguero's nothing. Depay's nothing. These are cheap options that would significantly strengthen the team to improve us on a competitive level. It's the sort of stuff we should be doing. Wijnaldum looked so likely last summer. I don't think it's going to be happening anymore, and it's for the best, really, that he doesn't come. Yeah. Now that you mention it, Flick with Dembele could be class, but I think that Flick's going to go to Germany. Ansel, Depay, Messi, front three. Yeah, could be good. I think he will. I think he will with Laporta. Yeah, his contract with City expires in 2023. Mate, I would love to, but impossible. Basically, impossible. Harry Kane in Barca, I think, will be good, but Harry Kane wants to stay in England. I think he does. Xavi ready for Barca? This is my main issue with Xavi. I don't like the way that he's going to leap from Qatar to Barca. I don't think it's good. Yeah. Where is the comment I just missed? You should get Talk FCB. All of us Barca content creators would love to, but it's impossible. Longley should perhaps be sold if a good offer comes, but I think to plan the initial squad, I'd probably have him in it. Yeah. Either Raul or Allegri, mate, I think. Xavi or Pimienta for Barca seem the key options, but I don't think Laporta trusts them. Have I ever talked with Talk FCB? Not particularly. Just when he saw my Laporta video edit that a few of you guys might have seen. Yeah, like the video, guys. Like the video. Thank you to anyone who shared it around, by the way. I know at the start we kind of had like 40, 50 viewers. Now we've been on like between 150 and 200. Thanks a lot. I was going to do this a lot shorter, but the viewers kept on going up, so I didn't want to leave it. We'll go on for another 10 minutes or so. Next goalkeeper for Neto, I think Iñaki Peña, mate. Look, initially I don't think there's a chance we can get De Ligt, but if Juventus don't get Champions League, then mayhem could ensue at that club. Yep. Legitimate Barca news site. By news, I don't know what you mean. The thing about Barca news is you've kind of got to know which journalists are reliable or not. And then obviously there's great pages like Barca Universal, who I'm the YouTuber for. I release all the news. You got Hagrid, of course, does all the news. Barca Center, and they're all good places for just digesting the news for you guys in English as well, because a lot of it is in Catalan and Spanish. And what you got to know is your journalists. You got to know your journalists and your sites and your sources, and know who's reliable or not. So, for example, if you hear a name maybe from El Chiringuito or from Sport, they're not so reliable as someone from TV3, for example. Yeah, I'm hoping Ansel will be a key signing, like a new signing. I honestly do. Yeah, I think Puyol will come back and have some sort of role in the club under Laporta. Similar for Iniesta, yeah. I think Griezmann is better than Felix. Are you talking about Javi Gracia or Eric Garcia? Or Garcia Pimienta? But I will talk about Eric Garcia because he's been getting a lot of stick by Man City fans, by Premier League fans. I honestly think he's a centre-back that suits Spanish football so much more than English football. So that's my stance on Eric Garcia. I think he'd be a good signing for free. And of course, we're going to be getting him, so it's good news. Yeah, you meant Eric Garcia. This is what I'm worried about with Depay. It really is. Mate, it just doesn't look like they want to promote him, really. It looks like they're happy with him in the B team, which is a little bit harsh on him, really, isn't it? But yeah, I do think Xavi should have accepted it. And this is what I worry about with Xavi. I'm seriously worried about Xavi just making a step from Al Sadd to Barcelona like he thinks it's a click of the fingers. Now, I know I don't know better than Xavi. Of course I don't, but it's a different beast, La Liga. It's so tactical. It's so hard to play against every side these days. We've seen that, guys, how good tactically the lower sides are. If Xavi thinks he can rock up and just play Al Sadd football and what he's been doing in the Qatari League, with all respect to it, I know it's improving and whatnot, and I know their national team is also really improving as well, and stuff. But it's going to be different. It's going to be so different. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Nana. Means a lot. Yeah. Again, this was, and I have worries with all the signings. I have worries about Depay because of whether he fits, and I have worries about Aguero because, you know, is he too injury prone? Is he far past it? Yeah, that'll be some duo, eh? Hansi Flick is the dream mate, but like we've said a few times, I think Laporta will try it, but I think he's closer to Germany. Yeah, this is the question, isn't it? I mean, to be fair to Lampard, he did get top 4 with Chelsea first season, which wasn't expected. But I mean, you can just see with these guys that they're a little bit out of their depth sometimes. It's just that simple. It's not an insult to them or anything. We've seen it with Pirlo, with Arteta. It happens. Pau Torres is a great young centre back, but I don't think we'll sign him. I think it would be a good signing though, yeah. Thanks for live streaming. No worries, mate. It's been great. I'm losing. My voice is hurting a little bit, but I just thought, you know, that there's so much to talk about at Barcelona right now, and I want to be doing this a bit more in the future. I think I've commented like all of them really. Love your stream. Good luck from Las Vegas. Thank you. I hope you're having a great time over there. So it's great to see all you guys from all around the world. Where was the comment? I think Zaki left a comment. Here we go. Yeah, this is my worry with Depay, mate. I'm worried that what you have to think about sometimes as a Barcelona fan is you have to imagine them playing in a match. So imagine Barcelona at home to Granada. Where would Depay go and play in that match? For me, he would try and get close to the goal, but he would be lost almost in between a wall of defenders. That's my worry with Depay. But let's hope he has the tricks and he's got the intelligence to find spaces in the box and score goals for us. But yeah. If I had to pick one between the Sevilla centre-backs, it would be Koundé for me, clear. Isak or Depay, I mean, we're signing Depay, mate. That'll be on a free. Isak would be about 25-30 million, could be a smart signing. Mingueza will just stay, mate, but it's a fair point because he'll get less minutes, but he'll have to just perform on, win his spot on performance basis. Yeah, exactly, Sam. Exactly. I mean, I think it is a little bit silly for Xavi to reject all these proposals. I really do. And like I said, I am really skeptical about the leap from Al Sadd to Barca. I really am. This is the issue with Depay. The signing isn't done yet, and if Koeman leaves, I think that'll be a hole in the signing. But I still think Barca will bring him in. I mean, I never like to say I'll be the next someone, but I see a lot of potential in Dest, yeah. Another centre-back also with Eric, yeah, I think it could be smart. I think it'd almost be naive for us to go off the back of this season so poor defensively, and then just to say we're going to get Eric Garcia, who's barely played for Man City, and that'll solve it all. Yeah, that's naive. 100 likes. Thank you, guys. Drop a like on the video right now, guys. Let's see how many likes we can get it to. Yep. Always a key with Messi. You always have to think about him positionally, and that's the thing. So, for example, when you're putting on the tactics board a 4-3-3, when you know you're putting Messi right wing, you know that's not going to be where he is the whole game. So that can take away natural width. That's why keeping Messi centrally is always good. Yeah, this is what we've been hearing, isn't it? I think so. I think both of them will come. Santiago Ramos Mingo, I don't think will be in the first team anytime soon. Thoughts on ter Stegen? I'm a big fan of ter Stegen. I really like him. You can see him. Where is he? There he is. Oh, no, there he is. In the background there. But he's had a disappointing season, ter Stegen. I'm hoping he can get back to his level. I saw a lot of potential in Todibo, but not anymore. I think he's done. And I'm not a big fan of his attitude. Love from France. Yep. Cheers, mate. Looking like you could be doing well in the Euros, eh? Strong squad again. Hey, Masood, be careful. Don't spam, eh? Ruben Diaz or De Ligt? I think Ruben Diaz is better, but more realistic is De Ligt. Thanks, Zaki. Everyone liked the video, and mate, hopefully I can get back on Twitter soon. I don't know what's happened, or they've suspended my account. I've had to send something in, and then it's just been locked. But I'm hoping I get it all back, mate, because yeah, that'll be so frustrating. Basically, if I don't, honestly. Love from Kosovo. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Spain, Kosovo. That was a fixture not long ago, eh? 3-1. Blessings from Trinidad and Tobago. Look at all the people from all around the world here. Love from India. You just yeah, I think Haaland will. Love from Nepal. Question mark. You're not so sure about that one, yeah? When does the transfer window open? I believe like at the start of July. From Jamaica. Hope you're doing all well, Billy. Love from Finland. Happy to qualify for the Euros. Who's in your group again? I hope you do well, mate. Emerson will be fullback, mate, if he will be from anyone. He'll be right back. For me, we should get Emerson as right back, sub to Dest. And then if he's better than Dest, he can play. Oh, really? Like properly banned, or? For me, it was when I had to enter I entered my date of birth, yeah, and then they sent me out claiming that I needed to have been at a certain age at the time I created my account, so I had to send in like an ID to them to prove it, but it takes ages to come back. I don't know if anyone else had that issue. I've sent it in. That's all I've done, but I'd love to like get in contact with someone from Twitter support to really explain the situation because it's so frustrating. This is my view on the whole situation. This is what I've been saying all stream long. And just to round it up, guys, this is what I feel. I think Laporta won't sack him if he doesn't get in someone he likes. So, for example, if he can't get someone like a Hansi Flick, I think Koeman can stay. Of course, we'll see how it goes in the recent weeks. Barca Femini have been doing brilliantly. Yeah, but I watched them a few times this season. Good night. Love from Perth, Australia. Wow, brilliant. Should be all nice over there, eh? Zidane to Barca. I've got to find a balance on the Barca Universal channel. I've got to decide, what sort of content I do. I'm not sure what you guys would like. I think you guys would maybe like live streams like this where we just get in like a stream for an hour and then I speak to a load of you guys about everything. We speak about transfers, all the news, how our players are doing in the Euros, how I think people are doing. I think it's a great way of interacting with you guys. Oh, at least you're still in there, eh? I think I missed a few comments here. Sorry. New York, thank you. Is YouTube my main job? No, I'm just doing no. I mean, it's what I do. Yeah, this is all my time. I spend all my time here making videos for Barca Universal and stuff. Ideal lineup for next season, hard to say, but Ter Stegen, Dest, Araujo, Eric Garcia, Jordi Alba, or Gaia, Busquets, De Jong, Pedri, Messi, Ansu Fati, plus someone else. Depay, Aguero, Griezmann, you name it. Dembele even, maybe. I'll do a few more questions, guys, then I'll wrap it up at 1 hour. When does pre-season start? It should be starting like just after the Euros ends or even during the end of the Euros. We need to finish like Luis Suarez. Ansu cannot because he's a youngster. Ansu's our closest really to a killer, really. Of course, Messi as well. But yeah, we do need a killer. Hakimi, yeah. I mean, he's Real Madrid, though. Like, Real Madrid passed. I doubt he'll be there. Ballon d'Or favourite for this year, it would be Messi for me, for sure, the best ever. Yeah, my arm is, yeah, I've got a problem with my wrist, guys. De Paul, I think would be a great signing. Really good enforcement for midfield, cheap as well. Have a nice day. Yep, thank you, Lavish, for all your comments during the stream. Puig or Pedri, I don't like to compare, but, you know, Pedri right now has obviously had a better season. When does the preseason start? Yeah, like I said, it should be at the end of the Euros. Thoughts on De Paul? Yep. Is there going to be a loan funding for? I think there will. Yeah. I think Laporta's going to be getting something like that in. Yeah, he's an option, mate. But like I've said a few times, I think he's too close to Germany. And Piqué start or bench next season. Bench. Oh, nothing really with my wrist, mate. I've had it for a few years. Really, it's nothing much. It's just to apply pressure, really, so I don't move it that much. Don't worry. Cheers for the support, mate. Love from Kenya. Cheers, mate. I would prefer Lisandro, to be honest. Yeah, we have Belgium, Denmark, Russia, Finland in the group. Ooh, it's going to be hard, mate. I'll do a few more. I don't think it will. Busquets will stay. We've got De Jong there as well. Nico, Handro. Barca B players promoted. Iñaki Peña, Mingueza, Collado, Ilaix Moriba, plus others such as Conrad and Nico as well. Cheers, mate. I liked and subbed. Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe. Depay or not yet? Depay will be signing. Will we be Eibar? That's the next question, isn't it? The next video will be the match preview for this, guys. Let's hope we end with a victory. We've slipped up too many times now. Anyway, yeah, I need to make people some mods. I need to sort out a few things. And also I need to get some super chats in. So you guys can send in your questions and stuff and whatnot. Anyway, I'll leave it there. My voice has recovered slightly and we got through so much, but I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the live stream. Honestly, it means a lot. Thank you for the support, saying that you are big fans of the content, all around the world. It means a lot. It's great to see. And we spoke about a lot there. There's a lot and a lot to cover at Barcelona. There always is. And that's why I like these live streams. Look, I will be making more videos, more analytical videos in the future for sure. But I do think it's a good idea to jump on a live stream with me, with Hafed Barca Boy, or with Alex Blaugrana Planet, and just discuss Barcelona stuff, guys, because there's so much to talk about. And discussing it live is always great because you can just speak freely. Look, I could go on for another hour or two. There's that much to talk about, but I'll leave it there, guys. Yeah, thanks for answering. Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you again for all your comments. Thank you for tuning into the live stream. Love from Sweden. Thank you, Edfan. Good luck in the Euros. Hey, you're against Spain. Not too good luck, eh? Not too good luck. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you, guys. As again, means a lot for your support. I'll leave it there. I'll see you on I think Friday, because I think we're playing on Saturday for against Eibar. So I'll do the preview on Friday, review Saturday, and we'll move on, guys. After the season, though, just a quick note, I'm going to be doing more videos, more normal videos, but at least a weekly live stream, because I think you guys will agree they're good, aren't they? We get a lot of people in, and I do appreciate all of your support. People saying they're big fans of the content and stuff. It means a lot. It makes it worth it. So thank you, guys. Yep, love from India. Bye, Pablo. Thank you, guys. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.